Hello and welcome along to Aston Villa from the stands. If you are new around here, make sure to smash the subscribe button, like up the channel as well, and get involved in the comments because another big day of transfer news has broken. And there are some rumours and there are some real stories that are circulating, and we're going to break them down. We're going to address them today. So big up to everyone. Make sure you smash in the life out of the like button for me. I'd really appreciate that. And today, we're not going to hold back because I'm starting to look at the Villa transfer business. And I personally believe there are some panic stations. I've had people tell me in the comments of the video that I released a few hours ago that I'm wrong, that they don't understand what I'm waffling about. They don't understand. Well, let's try and break it down a bit further because Axel Disasi, in my opinion, Axel disaster class. This guy is not going to be the one. I think this is a hurried option. I think it's a C, D, E, F, G option, not an A or B. And I'm worried about that one. And all you have to do is look at Chelsea fans' reactions, which we will do. Emi Buendia going as well, splitting opinions. In my opinion, Emi Buendia, if we get that 20 million fee for him, I think we've absolutely stolen something amazing. And I'm going to justify the reason for that why. All I'm going to say is, let's just remember Villa fans who said they would take 60, 80 million for John Duran. Let's just remember the fans who were saying that. And you're telling me you wouldn't take 20 million for Emi Buendia, someone who doesn't even start for us, someone who's just a squad player, someone who actually hasn't scored or assisted this season in the Premier League. Let's just remember that. So we're going to break it down. But the first story is all about Joao Felix, the cat. The bloody cat is rumoured again. I'm sick of this guy, really. But I've got a weird feeling that once again, we're going to be teased all the way to the February the 3rd, where the transfer window shuts, where the Joao Felix comes for us. This guy wants us twerking for him. He wants Unai Emery and Monchi doing all sorts of dances. He wants to be absolutely serenaded. And I'm looking at this guy thinking, what? What? What more do you want? So, look, let's just present this first slide here for you to see. And as it was broken by Fabrizio Romano at 6 p.m. today, 6 p.m., Aston Villa are one of several clubs monitoring Joao Felix situation, and that was from Fabrizio himself. Look, the cat, Joao the cat Felix, has spent more time with splinters on his ass from sitting on a bench this season. He is the Europa Conference League merchant, and now we are linked for him again. It cannot be a transfer window without being linked to this guy. Surely there is something going on with Fabrizio Romano, Joao Felix, Villa, PR. Get the tweets up, get the views. What's going on? Because is this guy going to actually join us, or is he just going to keep getting splinters? I don't know. But again, I think a lot of the fan base will be sat here going, we don't want Joao Felix. What is this story? What is this, Fabrizio? Surely this is just another whisper of another Chelsea guy who's sat not getting game time and is looking for a move. But let's play this game. What if Joao finally comes? Does that spice up our attack? And what does that mean? Is he guaranteed starting football at Aston Villa, dare I say? Is he exactly what we need? Or are we merely just a smokescreen again for Joao Felix to get another move? So much to discuss. Big up everyone in here. 30 of you in here already. Make sure you smash on the like button. Big up to Joey. He said, agree. We're getting used to Felix again. Exactly what I mean. Are Aston Villa being used as a smokescreen so that another club can come in and talk to Joao so that there is interest? Or actually, for the first time ever, are we actually going to attract this guy? I don't know what more we can offer him. And if anything, is probably in a worse position than we've ever been before trying to negotiate with Joao Felix. We're not exactly looking like we are top four already. We're not exactly, guaranteed playing good football. But what I probably could say to Joao Felix is, my gosh, we need you right now. And my gosh, you could walk into the transfer window and start. And that is what I'm saying. This guy could start for us like that. And I think he would be. Big up to Aviation and Captain is talking about Disasi. We'll absolutely be on that conversation in a bit. Farmy is saying, with the crazy hair and the mad beard, you look like you're part of the Dubliners. I don't know who the Dubliners are, but Yeah, the haircut's probably coming next week. The beard just needs a tidy up. But yeah, we're going Olaf Melberg scenes right now. We're going full on Viking. But big up to everyone. And of course, we'll talk about Buendia and Buendia and Disasi later on. But let's stick to Joao Felix then, because the story obviously then gets backed up by another report. So Fabrizio Romano tweets that, and I thought, oh God, Fab is coming in. And then another journalist, Fabrice Hawkins, who, by the way, does land some correct stories sometimes. Let's go to this one. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. I actually closed it. He says this. Aston Villa are keen on signing Joao Felix. Chelsea are in direct contact with Aston Villa. Just don't understand what's going on. Are we the twerking boys for Joao Felix? Are we the cheerleaders? Are we the PR prop? It just doesn't add up. It just doesn't add up. So I want to know with you guys right now, Joao Felix. First of all, is this just a rumour? Or do you believe there is something to it? And we're going to have a look at Joao's little career of Chelsea this season. I'm not going to worry about Joao of the past. I'm worrying about Joao Felix of now. What are we getting from this Joao Felix? How he comes to us? Krim says, my first reaction to Felix is sod off. Turn us down that 2-3 times. Don't want him. However, if the gaffer wants him and he does come, then I'll have to back him. And that's an interesting point about backing a player, which essentially if the hierarchy going after him. To put it bluntly, if these aren't rumours, and this is true, we have been after this guy for a long time. So Unai and Monchi clearly see something in this guy and clearly would want him. So Joao Felix, if Unai wants you, you've got to be a player. We know there's a player there. We know there's a stone cold baller there. And I actually think right now, Villa's attack needs spicing up. Villa's attack needs elevating. Villa's attack needs another creative player, another playmaker. And Joao Felix playing behind Ollie Watkins or John Duran would certainly be that. And it certainly takes the pressure off Morgan Rogers as well, which is really important for me, to take the pressure off that guy. So 2 stories, 2 outlets that we are monitoring and watching Joao Felix. So again, question to everyone watching, if Joao was to actually be available, would you be excited about it? Or do you think this is merely a negative story, a smokescreen, or something nothing to fruition? So there we go. Barry Diablo said, don't get the negative reaction to today's news. Disaster was a monster at Monaco. Felix maybe realised he ballsed up against Chelsea. Buendia has no place on the team moving forward. Good business, in my opinion. I agree on 2 of those points, but I definitely disagree on one player, and I'll come to that in a bit. But look, Joao Felix this season. Let's get his stats up. Let's not sort of close our eyes to what this guy has been performing minutes-wise. It's not good. It's not good. This is what Joao Felix has done this season. Okay? Premier League, 12 games, 1 goal, 1 assist. But look at his minutes in the Premier League. 363 minutes. 363 minutes in the Premier League. And with those returns there. However, he's a Conference League merchant. 5 games, 4 goals. This guy loves scoring in the Conference League. But this is Chelsea stomping ground. This is the great game in which Chelsea absolutely dominate. But what I want to go to is his use in the Premier League squad. Okay, his use in the Premier League squad. So as you can see here, Felix, when he starts the season, is there or thereabouts. 22 minutes, 32 minutes, 28 minutes. 20. Can't get a start, basically. Can't get a start, but he's getting some bench appearances. And everyone's thinking, obviously, where he was linked to us, we're thinking, why is this guy not being used at Chelsea? He chose to go to Chelsea over us. Surely he's going to get some minutes. Surely he's going to get some game time. No, because look at this. Look at this. Bench, bench, bench. 4 minutes, 1 minute. He finally gets a 90. But look at his only 2 starts. 90 against Southampton, 81 against Leicester. 2 relegation sides. Once again, Maresca not using him. Then we see the pattern again. A few benches. And this guy has had 1 90-minute game in 23 game weeks. Absolutely horrendous. Absolutely appalling. and a season again for him to probably forget in those aspects and elements. So I want to know, again, realistically, what is going on with that? What is going on with a player who cannot get a start, cannot get game time, has only had 90 minutes of football? Let's be real, 90 minutes of football, one start. But we get him, and he starts every game for us. 100% Joao Felix will start every game for us. As Steve Villa said, Felix walks into our first 11. It's not his fault he doesn't get picked for Chelsea. They're complete shambles. I do agree on that. The sign of Felix, it happens, would indicate to me not just a replacement for Buendia, but looking long-term at a future without the likes of Leon Bailey and, dare I say it, John McGinn. And it is a forward-thinking signing. It is someone for the future, and I do agree on that. Felix was interested during this last season, but we couldn't get a deal done. I don't know if he was interested. That's the problem. That's what I can't get my head over. Was Felix, or has Felix ever been interested in us? And Ken M is asking the big question, how much would he cost? Well, I'd like to think that the Chelsea deal would come with a loan. Again, the Chelsea situation is an interesting one, but I think the only way we can get Felix is, again, on loan, with then the option to buy him. To wrap it up really about Joao, because it's early days again with these rumours. It's really early days with these rumours about Joao Felix. Personally, I think it's a little smokescreen. Personally, I can't see Aston Villa signing him. However, I'm now in a position where I'm not begging Joao Felix, but I'm sort of saying Villa's attack needs a Joao Felix. And that's the issue. Mike H has just come in and said, can't have Felix and Disasi on loan. Yeah, I've just literally remembered that. We can't sign two players on loan from the one club, though, can we? And that is true. I forgot about that rule. So that completely rules it out alone. It would have to be a permanent deal. And that, again, puts that story in the bin for me. No way are we getting him permanently from Chelsea. So we're wasting our loan on Disasi, which we'll get into in a second. So, yeah, Joao Felix, to be fair now, the more I think about it, it's a very small, slim chance again. And I think we are just being used and abused for that story. So there we go. Look, let's get into the next story then, which is about Axel Disasi. And, dear, I don't know how to sum this one up. So basically, in a nutshell, this guy rejected offers from Europe to come and play for Aston Villa because Unai Emery got in his ear. The Unai Emery effect. Read this story here. Axel Disasi has agreed on personal terms with Aston Villa. Disasi wants to join Aston Villa despite interest from more clubs around Europe after direct talk with Unai Emery. Crucial to get the green light. Deal now up to Chelsea and Villa to reach full agreement. Okay. Let's just take that in for a second. This guy had offers around Europe. Unai rings him up, says, come play for me. I need a centre-half. Come and you know the Premier League. You've played in it for a few years. Don't go gamble another move. Hey, and if you do really well, we might sign you permanently one day. Potentially that sort of conversation. But we also know that the deal is just a loan. And we have no obligation to buy. So we can basically test out Disasi. We can basically test drive him for 5 months or so. And if we don't like him, he can go back. And that's that. Which, in a nutshell, sounds good on paper. A lot of people keep talking about past seasons with players at the moment. Okay? I'm seeing the same with Emi Buendia and same with Axel Disasi. Oh, he was good at Monaco. Oh, he was good a couple of seasons ago. Played a load of games for Chelsea. What, the Chelsea that have finished 2 seasons in a row below Aston Villa? The Chelsea Football Club who have finished 2 seasons in a row below us. And we're hyping up a player who played in that defence. It is exactly the same conversation as saying, hey, Leon Bailey right now compared to Leon Bailey last season. Are we going to be talking about, if we're trying to sell the Leon Bailey of right now, do you think there's going to be interest? If we were to sign and receive the Leon Bailey of right now, we'd be disappointed. If we were signing the Leon Bailey of last season, we'd be buzzing. There's form, there's consistency, And for me, Axel Disasi has warning signs. And I'll tell you why he has warning signs. And people will say this to me. Leicester fans. Did everyone listen to Leicester fans when they told us Yuri Tillemans was fat and slow? Let's be honest. Leicester fans were just bitter. They got relegated. Leicester fans couldn't speak strength. Leicester City could not be even bitter if they tried. Sorry, I got one set. I've got to shut the door. One set. Sorry, there's some background noise which was distracting me, but I can focus now. Look, Leicester fans were bitter that they got relegated, and they took it upon themselves to basically slander. They basically took it on to slander a lot of their players. So yeah, Yuri Tillemans we know was not fat and slow. We know Yuri Tillemans was a baller. Yuri Tillemans was once upon a time the captain of Anderlecht. He's played for Monaco. Yuri Tillemans has been a FA Cup winner. We knew what we were receiving. Okay, but I'm telling you now, Chelsea fans are warning me constantly about Disasi. They were begging him to leave. The fact they recalled Trevor Chalobah and Disasi is not needed tells you everything you need to know. Everything you need to know. They didn't want him. Now, again, I want to reiterate. We're talking about a guy, and I'll get his stats up in a minute. We're talking about a guy who did play a majority of games for a Chelsea team who finished 2 seasons in a row below Aston Villa. We're now getting a Chelsea team who've improved, got better players in, and this guy can't get game time. This guy is known for his own goals. If you type in Axel Disasi on YouTube, you'll get his own goals. You will get a player who makes too many mistakes. And I want to be real here. There are red sirens going off about this. Too many Chelsea fans and other content creators I know and neutrals. I've been on a group chat today and never found one. The amount of them laughing, saying Villa being linked to this guy. What's going on? Sometimes you just get that feeling that this is a bit of a red flag. This is a bit of a I don't like it. I'll be real with you. Don't like it. Okay. I'd love to be proven wrong. Would love to be sort of shut up. Would love to see this guy come in and be absolutely a monster. But why is he not good enough for Chelsea? Why is it they had to recall Trevor Chalobah? Why is it that he's fallen way down the pecking order? And why is it Chelsea fans are saying, hey, and I don't want to sit here and be the guy that when he has a stinker and a disaster casket, I told you so. That's not what I'm going to do. But I'm just warning you now. This guy, and I'll show you in a minute. Let's quickly go to his stats then of this season. Because I'm not looking at last season. I'm looking at the player that right now, where's the format? What's going on here? So again, he's 26 years old. 26 years old. Okay. So you should expect that. But look at the minutes here. Okay, 6. He is again in the Conference League squad. This worries me. Whenever I see a Chelsea player have appearances in the Conference League, more than 2 or 3, you know he's in the B team. He's in the B squad. Axel Disasi is in the B squad. Why do I know that? Conference League, 6 games. You're in the B team. We're getting a B team player. Premier League, 6 games in the Premier League this season. 6 games in the Premier League, and we're game week 23. What's that about? Yeah, we've got a guy who's fallen, absolutely fallen. Okay, and we can go further. Where is he in the Premier League squads then? Of course, look, he's a 90-minute man in the Conference League, and fair play to him. But let's be real. Doesn't make the squad. On the bench, not in squad. He's not injured, by the way. He just doesn't make the squad for 5 weeks running. He doesn't make a Premier League squad for 5 weeks running because he's not needed. He's on the bench. He's having to be used because Chelsea have a few options there. So he's had a 90 against Saints, a 90 against Everton where he's had a clean sheet, and then 77 against Ipswich where he had to play at right back, and he's also been played out of position. This guy can't get minutes as well. Stinks for me. It's not one, again. It's not one. I'm going to show you some Chelsea fans' reactions to it in a second. Big up to everyone in here, by the way. Great to see so many of you looking in. Do get involved in the comments. I will read them. And big up and good evening. And please make sure you smash the like button if you haven't done so already. Look, Disasi, disaster class. Just going to get a few things here. I wonder if I can show you this video, or will it get copyrighted? I don't know. But yeah, Disasi, he's a sleeper. He falls asleep, gets caught napping at the back post. And there is a clip here on my Twitter page. You have to go down, which is shared by the one and only. I'm not going to risk it. But have a look at this. Because do you know what as well? All right. And some people, again, may not like this fact or opinion. What did Everton fans say about Onana? Okay. He may have been good at Monaco, Disasi, but he's come here and it's not worked out. It's not worked out at all. And yeah, I'm just trying. And so all I'm going to say is this. Chelsea fans are being very sarcastic. Chelsea fans are being very, very sarcastic about Disasi leaving, and they're actually laughing. All on social media, they're laughing. They're absolutely laughing. And yeah, all you have to do is go through here. I'm going to show you this page now. Ready? Ready for this? So this is just one Chelsea account. Axel Disasi has agreed personal terms of Aston Villa, Chelsea, and Villa now need to agree a fee. By the way, Robert Sanchez is the player in the background. Have a look at some of these comments. Right? Have a look at some of these comments. Bye-bye, Axel. Take that clown on the pick with you. Silva celebrating, yeah. It's go time. He remained Jackson and Sanchez, basically saying they've got rid of Disasi, now they just need rid of Jackson and Sanchez. Even if taken for free, let them. Not having to pay salary to him would be big win. People replying like that, I'm alive. You know, this is the fan base who watch Chelsea week in, week out. You don't have to take their word biblical. You know we're not going to agree with you because Chelsea ask too much, as always. Let the guy behind follow. Good news. Thank goodness. Thank you. Oh, thank God. Sanchez next. Villa lost Mings to injury, I think, but Disasi, okay, can we use this to get Duran? Seriously, this is just one page. Lord Almighty. The fans are buzzing. Now, again, it's social media. It's a Twitter account. It's a hard one to gauge. But I'm going to trust the fans week in, week out, okay? Because let's stick to this, right? Let's do a bit of this. What if a team signed Matty Cash from us? What would we all be saying? Be careful. Good character. Crap at switching off one-on-one. Switches off too much. You know, that's what we'd be saying. Be careful of Matty Cash. That's what we'd give warning signs. Do you know what I mean? If someone signed, Ollie Watkins, we'd be saying incredible all-round professional, runs the town as well, but may not finish his dinner. You know, we're going to give the most honest insights that we can. Too many Chelsea fans are celebrating this guy leaving. I then look at his stats. I then look that he's in the Europa Conference team. I then look that he can't get in the Premier League squad and has rarely played. And I'm saying, well, if he's not good enough for Chelsea, why is he good enough for us? But this is the thing people are saying. He's on loan. We need a CB. Okay. There's many more CBs out there. And I've got to ask this question again. Loic Bade rejects us. What happened to Oscar Mingueza? Why are we not going after him again? Okay, Foyth was linked yesterday. Why all of a sudden has Foyth gone quiet and now we're after Disasi on loan? Are you telling me there's not other CBs in England that we could go and get a loan deal from? Or that we could sign? It's an interesting one. And when we say an urgent player, we need an urgent player. Disasi is the best fit for that. Disasi's not played enough. Where's his Where's his match sharpness? Where's his match fitness? You know, again, why is his fan base happy for him to leave? Why are the Chelsea fan base happy to see this guy go? You have to ask those questions. Now, someone actually in the chat said I went a little bit early on Onana. UTF, way too early on Onana. I actually think we look better with him in the start 11. Agree about the size today. It's a scream panic loan. Appreciate that. Think Onana, you know, I do want to say this. Let's just wait and see what we get for our 50 million for Onana. Because Everton fans were screaming at us. I'm telling you now, I never took the Leicester City fans seriously about Youri Tielemans. I never took the Leicester City fans serious about Youri Tielemans because this guy was an FA Cup winner. This guy was a Belgian regular international. This guy was an elite player. He's played in the Champions League. We knew that. It was just bitter, twisted Leicester City fans have been relegated. Everton fans didn't need to be bitter. Everton fans didn't need to be bitter. They were happy with the money. They just wanted to tell us real. Carl Bates has said, give an example of a centre half. Something that I wouldn't be able to do off the cuff, but I'm telling you now, if Aston Villa and Monchi have known we're after a centre half all along, does this not look like a panic? Are you telling me for all over a year now that Disasi was in our top list, was he? It's a panic loan, but what if this guy does cost us? What if this guy is and showing mistakes? What if this guy is not up to game speed? I want to know. Like, it's a risk, chat. It's a risk. What we're not seeing here is the bigger picture as well. We're seeing a guy who basically has got Ezri Konsa, has got Tyrone Mings, and who knows when Pau Torres or how Pau Torres is going to come back. This centre-half option is going to be absolutely massive. And Disasi just gives me too much shaky vibes. He gives me a bit of shaky vibes. And yeah, listen, I love Tyrone Mings. You guys love Tyrone Mings. We know he's a warrior, but we also know Mings has got that mistake in him at times. We also know that Mings has got that mistake in him. Disasi seems... every sign is a risk, and I get that. It is a risk. But this one cannot be taken for granted. This cannot be taken for granted now, this centre-half spot. So, look, all I can say is, would love to be proven right. Would love to be proven wrong. Would love to see Disasi, this monster that was at Monaco. Would love to see this guy that comes in and gives us some pace, some strength, who is good on the ball. I would love to see that. Remember, Ezri Konsa has to be our right-sided centre-back. Are you telling me, again, signing Disasi, we're going to see Konsa move up to right-back again? Let's see. What I don't want to do is sit here at the end of May. So I told you guys, this guy's a bit of a clown. I don't want to be. I'm just going to. I'm going early on this, and I'm saying it now. I'm not going to be blinkered with this one. I think it's going to be a poor loan move. That's my opinion. But guess what? A load of you in the chat think differently, and I respect all your opinions as well. That's what it's all about. As someone has said, ADFC, every signing is a risk. Every signing may or may not work, and I respect the opinions. My opinion is something's really giving me the ick about this guy because of the fan base not liking him and because he's the Conference League B squad. So there we go. I think Mr. Trick signed Chalobah. Chelsea called Chalobah back and not happened. Captain Mike said, every Leicester fan I know were gutted to lose Tielemans and then annoyed with Leicester for leaving him on the bench and used as a sub. Great player, Youri. And I'm so glad that he's proven any doubters wrong. But yeah, it is a loan. And let's go with that. It's a loan deal. And that's where we have to remember that it's not a loss of £50 million, right? And that, I'll keep using £50 million because it's an honour. But listen, 50 million versus a loan deal. This is no sweat, isn't it? But yeah, let me know where you sit in the Disasi camp. But yeah, let me know where you sit with him. If you can't get what we want now, short loans are the answer. I do want to know as well, chat, why are we not getting the pool that I thought we had? I'm still shocked. I'm not going to lie. Even if this guy wasn't very good, and some people, again, warn me of Loic Bade not being the greatest. How on earth does Loic Bade think Sevilla is a better option than Aston Villa Football Club right now? How? Sevilla are mid-table fodder in La Liga. I actually want to know like how that guy thought we are a more attractive proposition, and I don't want to hear the BS. Oh, I've got to fight for my place. I don't like that BS at all. No. Would you rather live in Spain or Birmingham? Honestly, there we go. You just convinced me already. Um, it's definitely a loan. 1982. It's definitely a loan for Disasi. No fee. Definitely a loan. Unless the worrying thing is, so this is the only curveball. Unless we want Joao Felix on loan, and then we have to move for Disasi on a perm. That's what I'm going to say. But yeah, it's all on Unai to sort this guy out. It's all on Unai to find something. And yeah, let's see what happens. Okay, the next character then, the next player that we're going to talk about is Emi Buendia. Okay, I think I'm upsetting a few people with Emi Buendia comments again. The dog's going absolutely nuts here around me. Sorry, chap. Puff, relax. But yeah, Sevilla's warmer, and he said he believes in their project. I hope our project's believable. But look, Emi Buendia, my man, Emi Buendia. Let's have a look at Emi, shall we? Let's have a real talk about Emi. Emi Buendia, okay, for me, I was really critical of Emi Buendia, at the start of the season, and I was basically saying, why are we keeping a guy like this in our squad? And I made the bold claim in pre-season, before the ball was kicked, I said, I guarantee you right now, Emi Buendia will never start a game for Aston Villa in the Premier League. Captain said, even a Puff. Well done, Puff. Look. We'll get a bit of Puff cam. She's down here. I've got her settled. Puff. Good girl. I've got her settled now. She needs that. But yeah, big up Puff. She's just moved. Brilliant. Context curse. She's going to bark at the door in a second. But yeah. Look, Emi Buendia. Puff, come here. Emi Buendia to Bayer Leverkusen. Here we go. Deal in place with Aston Villa on loan with buy option. The buy option we now know is 20 million, by the way. Okay, 20 million euros. Buendia has agreed to move. A medical test will follow. Now, let's get real about this. Okay, I am getting absolutely slated again by Villa fans in the video that I did earlier today. Did a video earlier today about 6 o'clock about this situation, and I basically said with chest, I'm really happy for this for both parties. I'm happy for Buendia to get a move where hopefully he plays week in, week out. Okay, I really hope he can play week in, week out. But second of all, for Villa to get basically 20 million euros, 16, 17 million return for a player that quite frankly is never going to be a starter for Aston Villa. We paid a record transfer fee of 33, 35 million for him. We're cutting half our money on a player who has been injured for us and who's not been able to break back into the team. I think it's good business. But I'm getting people say to me, Josh, are you okay? Buendia is amazing. What are you doing? How are you being so negative about Buendia? What are you saying? He was amazing before he got injured. Okay. Yeah, he was. Leon Bailey was amazing last season. Look at him now. I'm not on about a Buendia of last season or 2 seasons ago. I'm on about Buendia now. Hand on heart, I said in pre-season, and I was confident with this shout, I said, I guarantee each and every one of you that Emi Buendia will not find a starting place for Aston Villa in the Premier League. He's not a Premier League starter. Therefore, if he's not a Premier League starter for Aston Villa, then we have to upgrade. And yes, a squad depth player. He's finally given us a bit of squad depth recently. But what I will say again, tell me in the chat right now, what is Buendia's role and position? Oh, Puff, sorry, chat. The dog is going absolutely nuts here. I think I need to let her out. I don't want to get up from the stream, but I might have to open the door and let her out one more time. Big up to Michael Talks Footballers in the house, who can help me out here in a second. He said he won't start at Leverkusen, but a decent squad player for him. There we go. So he's going squad player to squad player, is he? But we're going to get money for him. Chat, be real. If we get Emi Buendia on our bench for another half a season, gets a couple of minutes here and there, and I'll show you his stats in a minute, we are not going to get that 20 million rough fee that we're going to get right now. The reason why he's sort of hot on the market is because people are seeing a player who's coming off the bench and trying to make a little bit of impact for Villa, can see there is a gem there at 28 years old, but knows he's not going to get game time. And there's something. It's like that risk of a really good technical player. Okay? But I'm telling you now, what position is this guy? He's hard to nail down a position for me. Okay, for this one. Big up to Vars is in the house. Cloudy Sam, happy for Emi to go, to be honest. He needs game time and the Bundesliga might be good for him. Sad to see him go, but it has really worked out for himself. Gave us a great song as well. That's true. It's very true. Krim has said, I think 16.8 million is a decent return for Emi. Have you succeeded there? I wish they sign him permanently. But Emi, as you say, Josh, tremendous attitude and passion for the club. 100% Krim. I like Emi, but not the standard we need. Thank you. Now, as I said, there are people who are going at me and saying, we need Buendia. Okay, will Buendia start for us in the Premier League? If we do, then I'll take Buendia and I'll say I'm sorry. I did make the comment the other week. Right now, I'd rather have Emi Buendia playing right wing over Leon Bailey. That's where I'm at with Bailey right now, in the absolute bin of mud. I wish Bailey was going back to Leverkusen and we were getting someone in return like a Frimpong. Even though I haven't watched much of Leverkusen, and people in the chat, people like Michael will tell me, has Frimpong been good or not? But do you know what I mean? This Bailey saga is doing my head in as well. But I would have taken Buendia over there. Steve B said Buendia's Villacrin never really got going. Exactly. And look, 33 million, we haven't had enough out of him. So we're going to take the cut and get half of what that is. And the player you need is Bayer, absolute miles better than Buendia. Now, I heard his price tag is absolutely massive. Bayer, I probably said that name wrong as well. And are we going to be able to get him? That is the big question. And UTFV said, think we were mad not going for Alex Bayer in the summer. It looks like we're going to never get him, are we? We're never going to land him. And Kremer saying Buendia is a left wing or 10. Okay. So let's have a look at Buendia's contributions this season, because I don't want to hear before he was injured season. I want to see Buendia this season. This season. 89 minutes in the Premier League. Ouch. More minutes in the Champions League. He's our Carabao Cup captain. Scored that great header, didn't he, at Wickham, actually. Emi Buendia was our elite goal scorer in the Carabao Cup, which we bowed out of. And got 18 minutes in the FA Cup. Look, that's what we're dealing with Buendia. If this is a player, right, who, if we ship out on loan and get a permanent fee for, we've done so well with, and if we bring in someone better, then there we go. But the fact is, no one can tell me what position this guy plays. I think another real telling sign is Unai Emery's tactics are very confusing right now. Because if you watch how Unai Emery sets up, Ramsey, Rodgers, Bailey are his three at the moment. All ball carriers, all runners with the ball, all people you need on a counter-attack. Emi Buendia does not suit an Unai Emery system. Emi Buendia is not a ball carrier. Emi Buendia is not a runner. He's a 10. And we don't use a 10 like a traditional 10, a little floater. We need a 10 who's strong on the ball and a carrier. I like that Emi Buendia is a little bulldog. I like his tenacity. I think there's a character in there. But I'm telling you, Buendia, to nail down his position, it's not right for Villa. It's not right. So, look, he's given us a great song. He's given us some good memories. He did battle hard when he was fit. You know, he had some good goal contributions. I think he had in one season 7 GA in a really tough season for him. You know, but right now we have to be looking always to upgrade. We have to be looking to improve. And if Buendia is never going to be a guaranteed name you'd put on the starting lineup of a Premier League squad, then I'm done with him. Michael saying, but don't sign Felix. Buendia isn't a left winger. And AVS season, yeah, I agree. Buendia is a 10. He's not a winger at all. Look, do we believe then that Buendia leaving? Because look, I went back to this a few days ago. Fabrizio Romano said, expect more business from Aston Villa, expect at least 2 or 3 incomings, and expect an attacking player. Expect an attacking player. With Buendia going, so we know that Philogene went to Ipswich and in came Donyell Marlin. Well, with Buendia going, surely that is paving way for another attacker. Hence why, maybe, just maybe, are coming back to it. Hence why the Buendia move has reignited the Joao Felix rumour. Maybe that is why the Joao Felix rumour has emerged today, because of the Emi Buendia situation. So yeah. But yeah, Emi Buendia definitely gone. It's all confirmed. Bayer Leverkusen under Xabi Alonso. I think I looked that they were 6 points off Bayern Munich in Bundesliga the last time I had a quick look. So look, at the start of the season, I think Leverkusen were having a bit of a tough start to the campaign, if I remember correctly. But yeah, big up Dougie Luiz. He was essentially third choice number 10 behind Rodgers and McGinn, and an emergency left wing of Ramsey. Rodgers injured. That probably sums it up. Michael has said Felix is just jewelry with a fake diamond. Big up to Michael Talks Football, by the way. Make sure you check out this guy. I know he'll be cooking in the AFCON coming up soon, I guess. I know you did a video on it, actually, Michael, stream, so I did try and catch a bit of that. But yeah, it's interesting. I think, and as I said, to sort of summarize how I feel, I think Joao Felix is a smokescreen. I think there is no interest in him from our part. I think it's just because Buendia leaving, we're looking at that. Axel Disasi is actual disaster class. I'm not feeling it. I don't think anything can change my mind. I'm worried about this one. If you're not, then fair enough, but I am. And Buendia, I feel like I'm shaking hands and going, thanks for your time, thanks for your service. Thanks for your time, thanks for your service. And listen, go enjoy yourself and hopefully get a good fee from him. But I'm telling you now, Villa need an attacking player because there is something massively missing in our spark, in our, as AVSC85 said, in our transition, in our real counter-attack. If it ain't Morgan Rodgers, there's no one. And we can't have Morgan Rodgers carrying us for the rest of the season. We need some help. Now, whether Donyell Marlin, as this pacey option, if he has pace, by the way, is going to be something that accelerates the attack. But ultimately, for me, we do need another spark in that attacking area. You're John McGinn for me as well now. I'll be honest. And I think pace is missing as a great shout from the chat. John McGinn's starting to look at... I'm looking at McGinn a little bit into the summer and going, hey, John, what's happening here? Where's John McGinn's futures going forward soon? Where's John McGinn's best position? How does John McGinn fit in this Unai Emery system? If it ain't in the double pivot, is it really in that front three? Is it really behind the striker? Is John McGinn a good enough ball carrier? You know, they're the questions. Those are the questions that I've got to ask. Again, where is John McGinn? Are we going to be having these conversations with him soon? But yeah, I want to know. I want to know. Villa, I know you've got some tricks up your sleeves. And I want to know which other attacker we're bringing in. I think the defender now with Disasi looks absolutely clear as anything. By the way, big up to Ken M, a legend that is. Ken M, always supporting the channel. Big up to you, Ken M. You're a fantastic guy. Fantastic. Appreciate it. Always love your support. Thank you so much for that super chat. It really does mean a lot. Is John McGinn finished at Villa soon? I think this is not really got a place in our team now. It's questions I'm asking. If we're starting to slowly ship out and recycle and move, then yeah, he's on that way. Malin is just pace and no action, I'll tell you now. Interested to see how he unfolds again for us, old Donyell Marlin. But yeah, what do we do? What do we do is the big question with this, because the transfer window is ticking away. We're ticking away. Mings, as we know, isn't cropped as bad as we thought. Pau Torres, again, expected back end of February. Let's see what happens. But go on then. Who is one attacker you'd really like Villa to sign if you could? One attacking spark that really interests you. If you can think of anyone, do let me know. I said it the other day, and the more I think about it, Matheus Cunha right now for me is absolutely licking my lips for Matheus Cunha. I really would take him. I really would love to see him in claret and blue. Whether we get him there is a whole different story. Do you know what I mean? is he someone we're trying to pave way for, or have we completely lost on that? But yeah, I don't see Joao Felix coming. I'm confident on that. Again, I've been proven wrong a lot. Um, I would love to know. I'd love to know. Uh, but yeah, Andy C. um, we would take Cunha over Felix, but can't see it happening. I think Cunha's miles off as well. I still think Cunha's more realistic than Joao Felix. I think Joao Felix shout just stinks. I don't know why. Um, we've sold Luis and Diaby and replaced him with Onana and Marlon. Good business. Nope. Because this phrase is going to really irk me, right? If we get this January transfer wrong and we sell ourselves short going into summer, and then I'll probably give one more summer transfer window. If I hear the phrase, "Oh, if Monchi and Unai like him, then they must be good," I'm actually going to get annoyed at that. I'm letting that pass by at the moment, but these guys have killed us. We butchered our summer transfer window to what I would say 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10. This January transfer window, let's wait till it closes, but that rating may be the same. How can we trust guys who are butchering transfer windows after transfer windows and not addressing the positions that we saw? When we lost Diaby and when we didn't replace it with any wingers apart from Philogene, every Villa fan was sat there going, "What's going on? What's going on?" Wasn't addressed. We address it with Donyell Marlon, but still lose another winger. We just do one in, one out. Philogene goes, but we bring another. So there's still no extra depth, just maybe more quality. So yeah, I'm going to be real. I don't think I can use that label. If Monchi and Unai like him, then they must be good. If that's where our summer goes. Too many people say that. These guys have let us down a little bit in the business end, I still think this Villa team should have been in a better position this season. We should have been gelled better. We should be looking to just have one or two really good quality additions. We've tried Maatsen, we've tried Onana. Maatsen ain't a starter. Onana. And now Moussa Diaby. Does anyone even know how Moussa Diaby's getting on these days? Like, is Moussa Diaby actually playing football? Or have we just sold him for bag, basically? Like, what is the Diaby situation? Quality over quantity. But I think we genuinely believe that Onana and Maatsen were the quality we needed. Onana spent more time throwing fist pumps in on the physio room, and Maatsen spent more time switching off at the back post. Liam Delap's a baller. 100% Liam Delap's a baller. Liam Delap is a baller. But yeah, T-Banger, aka Standing. Why the hell did we sign Diaby anyway? Sell Diaby. It was all about money, and that's all it was. That's all it was. Prem experience too, yeah. Hartley's been our best bit of business, yeah. 1 goal and 10 assists in 11 games this season. Jeez, is that it? Diaby, 1 goal, 10 assists. At least he's assisting. But there we go. But listen, we're going to wrap this up. I can't handle the dog. The dog's going absolutely AWOL. And my backup team ain't here to sort it out. So I'm going to have to go and sort it out in a second. But listen, that's our transfer video story for today. As always, chat, in this transfer period, I aim to get a video upload out and a live stream. Will be going live again in the evening tomorrow, whether it's a little bit earlier than 9 o'clock. But if you've got that notification bell on, you won't miss it. Hopefully more stories to talk about. And then obviously Wednesday's the big game. We'll probably talk a little bit about Celtic tomorrow live if you want. Not going to do a whole preview on it. That's not what we quite do on this channel. We don't do like the match previews and predicted lineups. But what we will do is have a little chat about Celtic plus any other news that is going on. So yeah, we'll do a little bit of a Celtic review, as you like to say, but it's going to be mainly on yeah, that's what we're going to sort of probably do. Is focus on a little bit of that on the live chat tomorrow. So as I said, we'll have a video upload, which make sure you check out. And if you haven't watched my video upload from today, then go at least give it a like. For me, help me get to 100 likes on that. Smash the like button on this one. And of course, big up to you all. We'll be going live tomorrow as well. Shout out to AVFC, Rub P, T Banger, Ken M, Steve B, Cloudy, Krim, UTFV, T Banger, dog man, Ilja 1982, Pete Tandy, Krim, Michael Talks Football. Again, massive shout out to Ken M for the super chat, absolute legend, and big up to everyone who's been listening, tuning in, or commenting. And yeah, we're going to be out of here. Get in my video. It's easy to find. Go give it a like, and of course as well, set the notification bell so you don't miss my stream tomorrow. I love talking Villa with you all. Big up to you all. Cheers to you all. Enjoy your Friday. Friday? Imagine if it was Friday. Enjoy your Monday. I'm out of here. Ta-da.